This is Marietta from the Business Champion Show. Every week, I sit down with people who build our communities, small business owners, dreamers, and doers who turn challenges into opportunities. Their journeys remind us that success is about heart, courage, and connection. Join me as we celebrate the champions among us, right here in Connecticut and beyond. Visit thebusinesschampion.com and be part of our growing community. Let's do this. Hello and welcome to the Business Champion Show. I'm your host, Marietta Camera. And today we're looking inside of the most familiar places in our lives, the doctor's office. Our topic is same doctor, new faces. You may notice that the doctor stays the same, but the faces around them keep changing. Why is that? We'll explore why turnover is so high in healthcare offices, what really makes the job so demanding, and what kind of mindset you need if you're thinking about working in this field and actually enjoying it. And this is not just for job seekers, also for patients to know what is really going on, because we're all affected by it. So it's not just for career seekers, it's also for patients. So the more knowledge is power. Remember, you've heard that, right? It's fast, it's unpredictable, and it's one of the most important industries keeping our communities healthy. So stay with me. We're about to find out what it takes to thrive behind the front desk of modern medicine. Medicine, not Madison. Okay, so let's get started. You're tuned into the Business Champion Show. I'm your host, Marietta Camera. So, why so many leave and what it takes to stay and love it? Let's start with that. It's a nonstop environment, fast pace. Why do so many people leave medical offices so quickly? Well, I say the pace can be overwhelming. Phones, patients, doctors, paperwork all at once. And I want to tell you, I worked in a doctor's office for 6 doctors in Stanford. So I know the pace as office manager. And what kind of person enjoys that environment? Sometimes who thrives on variety, likes to stay busy, enjoys solving problems in real time. In other words, a very flexible, curious mind. But I have to tell you, we had a couple of, we had a retired person sitting at the front desk and a mom. So between the two of them, they ran the front desk in the afternoon. We had a different crew in the morning till noontime and in the afternoon. So not everybody fits at the front desk. And we're going back to the 70s. I'm not that old, let me tell you. But the pace, the energy is the same. So somebody who's retired may have, if depending on how active they were all their life and what's happening and what mindset they have, they may not fit in there. They may be overwhelmed with the pace, with the constant. Oh, here's the phone call. They need appointments. They need this. They need that. A patient comes out, they stop at the front desk for a new appointment. You have to collect the monies, and so I know the pace. So not everybody fits there. And the front desk is a it's the gateway into the business. So it is crucial to have the right people at the front desk. Also, why does working with patients wear people down? Well, I say it takes a very special person to listen to and be compassionate every single day. For somebody who is compassionate, it's just an extension outward. I am compassionate, so I don't have to, okay, on Thursday, I have to be compassionate. No, I'm always compassionate. So it has to be in you. So, and especially at a younger age, it might not be totally cultivated. So this is what I'm saying. Um, why does working with patients wear people down? Because you absorb their worries, their moods, their stress. This is very, very difficult. And my daughter is a cancer therapist at a large hospital here in Connecticut. And they don't come home with a whistle on their lips after work. No, they don't. Between the patients and also working with the crew, the employees, to make sure everything goes smooth. They don't come home with it. Oh, no, no, no. They don't come home with a whistle on their lips. Oh, no, 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 no. It takes a special person to do all of this. So it is hard to absorb worries, somebody else's worries and moods and their stress. Now, take this, take a veterinarian office. Um, you not only have the patient, the dog, the cat, the animal itself, but also its owner. So you got a double whammer, a double whammer. Think about that. That's not easy. So whether you're young or you're older, it's not easy. How do you handle, how do we handle this without burning out? By reminding yourself you're there to help. Empathy with boundaries keeps your balance. So I think we need a mindset. First of all, I'm here to help. That calms you right down. That should calm you right down. And I would say you grow into that role. You grow into it. It has to be a strong system. The team has to be really trained properly. They have to be on the right track. Um, Everybody has to have the same mindset, otherwise it won't work. And many times there's one link out of the chain that's just not working. So they need to go. Somebody else needs to be trained for that. Now, there is also communication pressure. What kind of communication challenges exist there? Juggling doctor's directions, patient questions, and insurance call, all needing answer now. I worked with all of this. You have to be a magician to do all of this. The doctors are very demanding. They want you to stop right then and there, drop everything, and get them a certain chart. At that time, there were still charts. Today is probably all on the computer, but still, you have to look up something. This that they drop. You've got to drop everything. So, and patient questions, the interruptions. Of course, you have to attend to the patient and insurance calls. Oh my God. It's just so the insurance calls, the front desk can't do it. It needs to be a separate thing. I don't know how they have it done today, but it's impossible to be sitting at the front desk and doing all of that, and especially with the insurance calls, where there is a wrong code, wrong diagnosis, this, that, and the other, meaning a wrong code for a certain diagnosis. That's what I need to say. So, and they all need to. Now that would drive me nuts too. That's not easy. Look, I'm good, but I'm not that good. I'm not superwoman here, right? So, how can someone manage that successfully? Okay, well, let's see. Stay calm, repeat information clearly, and confirm everything in writing or on screen. Well, that's just the start of it, I would say. That's not the whole picture. Stay calm. And I want to see in a fast-paced environment, um, it's like you can't you just like driving a car. You can't be staying in first gear. You have to be in fourth or overdrive in order to keep up with the pace. That's just the way it is. Think about it. You drive, you want to go get somewhere. You need to be in fourth or overdrive gear, right? Same thing with the front desk. Same thing. So, but staying calm, repeat information clearly, and confirm everything in writing or on screen. Okay, well, that's a good start. It's not everything, I say. Now, then you're confronted with constant staff changes. So, why does turnover stay so high? Because training is tough and pay often doesn't match the stress level. I hear you. What mindset helps you to stay? Think of it as a learning ground. Every patient, every challenge teaches you something new. Well, okay. I think the sincere interest of learning, let's say you're in a veterinarian, learning about the animals, learning about human behavior, and so forth, a sincere and interest, a very sincere interest, that you're eager and curious, that can make you stay, even if the pay is not as it should be, or maybe that's entry level, and that's I don't know the pay scales at doctors, but I think that's the base. I couldn't be sitting in an environment where I have no interest. So I have a very strong interest for animals learning their behavior and how it ties in with its owner. As a matter of fact, we're getting ready to make new series on that. So that's my strong environment. Would I place myself in a doctor's office, let's say veterinarian, since we're talking about dogs and cats? I would. The minute I see that the training lacks and there are people there where the links don't work, I'm out of there because they're taking my joy. And when I bring it to their attention and they don't do anything about it, and I can't do anything about it. Let's say if I was an employee, I'm out the door. That goes against my health. I'm going to be sick too, just like the dog is and their owners. So there is so much to it. The training and that the team is on the same page, the same mindset. So yes, thinking of it as a learning ground, that's okay, but that needs to be checked too. You need to be very careful with that. Technology. Is the job easier with technology? It's faster, but more demanding. One mistake can ripple through billing and records. True. What attitude should I have toward the system? Curiosity, technology changes constantly. Those who like learning new tools will excel. I would say the main thing is curiosity. And you can't be afraid of technology, no matter at what age. So if you have everything empathy, you'll have the background, you worked in that profession, let's say we're still at the vet's office, and you have problems with the technology, you're not going to make it. You're hindering the team. You're hindering the team. I would not hire somebody who is not up to date on technology and its changes. Let's go to multitasking. What's a typical day like? Okay, here it comes. You might answer phones, file insurance, calm a nervous patient, and prep a chart, all within 10 minutes. I can do that because I'm used to multitasking. So, how can I enjoy that? How can I enjoy that instead of dreading it? Treat it like a rhythm, not chaos. Organizations turn pressure into flow. So, answering the phones, you got to be quick. You got to be able to listen and find out in the shortest in seconds what the scoop is. File insurance that's a little tougher. It takes some time to know the pathways, to make sure you have the right diagnosis and everything. That can be learned, and you get faster, in time. Calm a nervous patient. I hear you. You're standing right in front of me, and I just got off the phone with somebody who was not very pleasant, a potential patient, and also an insurance claim I filed, and I had to fight with them. So now I have to calm the nervous patient. That's tough because it's up to me to switch that mindset right that in that particular moment. And we're all struggling with that. We can do it. Um, but I want you to know it's a mindset to be able to switch back and forth, just like a TV clicker, a TV remote control. You switch all the channels. That's how our mind should be trained. It doesn't always work like that, even with training. So, and especially, I have to tell you, I'm on the phone and I had to fight with somebody. He or she's giving me a hard time about something. Then I file an insurance claim and the person doesn't know what I'm talking about. And I have to really assert myself to show what they should really be saying, and they're not. So, and then this poor woman comes in with her cat, and I'm supposed to calm her down. It's up to me to be able to recognize that and change that mental gear. That's what I'm saying. Team dynamic. Why do conflicts happen so often in medical offices? But that's because everyone is under the same time pressure and small miscommunication explode fast. That's very true because we all listen differently. We all absorb differently. So, how can I fit in and get along? Well, be the steady one, respectful, solution oriented, and slow to react emotionally. How true that is. Be respectful. In other words, you set the pace, you set the calm pace. I believe in that. You be respectful, and it has a certain pace, and whatever doesn't fit in, such as the nasty phone calls, we'll get back to them. That's how can you handle it any other way? You can't absorb it. And to slow react to emotion react emotionally. Very, very true. Remember that old lady or the owner of the cat that needs to be calmed down. When we look at a person, we need to shift back the gears, the mental gears. That's what I'm saying. Back into idle, not even first gear. So I want you to be aware of your mental gears. That's what I'm saying. Leadership and recognition. What frustrates employees the most? Feeling unseen. Their work goes unnoticed unless something goes wrong. Well, that's true. That's in every profession. And how do you stay motivated anyway? Well, how do you stay motivated anyway? Measure your own wins. Every day you help someone. You've done meaningful work. And that's very true. It's very hard, but the patient really tells you how thankful they are and what it meant to them to handle their little doggy or cat and how nice you were to them. That's what I think. And I want you to concentrate on that. And even if you're not in the career business, I want you to know as a patient what goes on in these doctors' offices, what these men and women go through. And when you remember, you call them for an appointment and they're not as friendly as you would like them to be. I've had that happening. The more I dive into the topic, the more I understand it, which helps me too. I do a lot of customer service work, and my entire attitude has changed toward customer service because I work with this so much. I immerse myself with it, in it, and I can understand them. So I have a very friendly, compassionate attitude, and I'm glad I achieved that. So we always expect people to be mentally at where we're at, and I can't expect that. So, and you can expect that. So, patients' expectations. Let's get with that. Why do some staff take patients' reaction personally? Because patients can be anxious, demanding, or afraid, and it's easy to absorb the tone. Yes, yes, it is. So if you're not consistent, if you're not steady within yourself, it's very easy to get hijacked. It's, you know, nobody's exempt to that, but we got to be aware of it. How do I handle that professionally? Stay kind but neutral. Remember, their frustration isn't about you. Yeah, it's about the tone and how steady you are within yourself. What kind of a person truly enjoys this career? Yeah, oh, kind of person. Okay. Someone who likes helping people, thrives on routine with surprises, and can pivot gracefully under pressure. I work very well under pressure. Um, but the mental aspect and at the same time the emotional, those two components, that would take some training, but it won't take me long. But it still takes training to do that. You have to be able to throw the mental switch and be able to switch back and forth. That's the key. That's the key. And people, I don't work in the health business, but I work with people all the time. But I'm always working with my emotional switch, always. That's first. That's very first in order to even talk to people. You need, and I know there are days when I operate only on the mental switch. That's no way to really approach people. I'm aware of it. So if I'm aware of it, I do something different or I make myself switch. What's the payoff for staying? Personal growth, steady work, and a quiet pride of keeping a practice running smoothly every single day. I think the employees should be trained at least 4 times a year, or go through a mini training every single month. That's how I would do it. It's almost like going to a clean. It's a brush up. It's a reset, and resetting is the most important thing. That's what I would do. So, um, what I think is before you step into any new job, ask yourself, do you want a fast pace, constant change, and people depending on you every day? Question mark. Think it through and talk with us at thebusinesschampion.com. I'm more than happy to have a talk with you. But contact us under thebusinesschampion.com. Also, every workplace has a rhythm. Can you handle pressure, multitasking, and real human stories? Let's explore what it looks like. Visit thebusinesschampion.com to connect. I wanted to tell you, I worked in this fast environment back in the 70s. And at that time, they didn't have credit cards. They still had goodwill. And of course, the front desk would have to give somebody a new patient information sheet, whether they had insurance, whether this, that, and the other. And they were telling me, I was the office manager for 6 doctors. So it was a big office. And they were telling me, or the doctors, that they told the doctors they don't have time to fill out. They don't have to fill out the form for the patient on a clipboard, piece of paper, give it to them with a pen. They sit down, they fill it out, they give it back to you. Okay. They couldn't do that because the phones were too busy, and so for whatever they made up. And I actually had to fight with them. I had to fight. And you know what? I lost because 4 of the 6 doctors said, oh, they're good with patient. They're nice to the patient. That's what we care about. And 2 of the 6 doctors said, no, this is business. We need to have people that can do all of that. There's nothing to it, folks. But look, if you're not focused, it's a focus thing. It's an energy thing. That's what it is. It's not the actual tasks. And if I have a person who's part-time, one lady had, especially the younger lady, a mom and so forth. She had really focus problems. Focus problems. And the other person wasn't used to the fast pace. They wanted to get out of the house. That's not good enough for me to hire you. They wanted to get out of the house and this, that, and the other, and it was too fast paced. Oh, now the phone is ringing, now this and that. Look, you need to own the space. You need to own the mental space and the task. It's very easy to do, but not when you have a certain mindset. I lost a fight with the doctors. And you know what? When it was time to get their quarterly distribution, besides their paychecks, the money wasn't there because we didn't have the proper information to get a hold of people for them to pay us. Yeah, that was the problem. And this goes on time after time after time. And you know what? They blame it on the employees. Oh, they're not good enough, this, that, and the other, meaning the money should really be flowing in. No, I don't sit at the front desk. I sit downstairs in the business office. I don't know what's going on, but I do know what's going on because I see the results. I see the rhythm, what's happening. When we get new patient, there's no information, there's no insurance, there's hardly a phone number. So we don't have that anymore. We have credit cards, and when you leave the office, you pay. That's it. That's great. Now we have 2025. We're talking about 1972. Yeah, 1972. So also with the appointments. So this all has been changed. Thank God. They get their money right away. And that's good. So thank you for joining me today on the Business Champion Show. We've taken a closer look at what really goes on behind the scenes in our doctor's offices and what it takes to succeed in a fast-paced world of care and responsibility. So, if today's conversation inspired you, or you would like to learn more about working in this field, or any business where people truly make the difference, I would love to connect with you. So reach out to me directly or visit thebusinesschampion.com. That's where you can learn more, share your story, or get guidance on building your own path forward. Until next time, I'm Marietta Cameron.